Mountain Gardens in the middle of July. We're kind of on the edge of the woods here, and we want to look at Campanula americana, one of my favorite summer wildflowers. I think this is just a beautiful wildflower. It gets about this tall, maybe 5-6 feet. Very branching. So we've got several plants going here. There was not any of this plant growing here, so I've introduced it to my garden. I've been working on it for a couple of years. Now it's starting to pop up here and there, which is great. I just fling the seeds around. So the Campanula family, the bellflower family, quite easy from seed. Generally speaking, they're not too good about being transplanted, but they're very good about germinating from seed. So you can just scatter the seed around. This is a wildflower of rich coves, nice rich soil. According to the Flora of Virginia, it's more common on soils, mafic soils, they say, derived from limestone and so on. But we don't have any limestone around here, and yet we've got this flower, and it does fine. Other than it just being a very beautiful wildflower, its interest is that it's one of the favorite spring greens of the Cherokee Indians. So a very good wild edible, if you can learn how to recognize it in the spring. That's the next step, because it's really quite nondescript, the leaves. I'm going to have to spend some time figuring out how to ID this in the spring, now that I'm starting to have a decent amount of it around. I hadn't wanted to eat it until I had a good population of it. I think one of the reasons why you don't hear much about this is that it's a biennial. So everybody wants their wildflowers to be perennials. You plant them once and they're just going to come back year after year after year, and you're not going to have to think about it. This one is a biennial, so after it flowers like this, it's going to die. And you're going to have to be able to recognize the seedlings, the first year plants, and not weed them out in order to get this established. So, hence the difficulty or the importance of learning how to recognize the plants, the first year plants that are not yet in bloom. So I'm going to be putting some energy into that. Looks like the leaf has a kind of interesting cuneate wedge-shaped base. That might be a distinguishing characteristic. I'll try and get some pictures to add in here later on of what the first year plants look like. So that's Campanula americana. It's also been known in the past as Campanulastrum americana. That's a synonym. So just a very nice wildflower to add to your rich cove wildflowers, black cohosh. Here you have it blooming more or less at the same time as the native Turk's cap lily, Baiha, which is also a good edible. The roots are edible and perhaps medicinal.